What's good, YouTube? Andre here with the DM Network, y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's completely free, doesn't cost you anything at all, and it helps us to continue doing what we enjoy doing and making content. Now on with the video. So today, I want to talk about destructible environments. Now, we know that before Project Z was announced, that CyberConnect 2 was looking for someone to develop an anime game, or developers to help make an anime game. I think they mentioned that it would be an RPG. I'm going to look into it because I think they said something about open world, but I have to go look at it and see. But one thing that stood out to me was that they were talking about destructible environments. Now, one thing that it have to be noted with this, you have to take that with a grain of salt, because looking for somebody to help develop destructible environments can mean, hey, destructible environments are even in cutscenes. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it'll be in the game. It could just be in the cutscene, which we do know for sure destructible environments are in the cutscenes because we've seen it in the trailer. Now, what's something that I really feel is missing from Dragon Ball games is destructible environments. In my opinion, that's what makes Xenoverse not so much fun to play. Like, I like playing Xenoverse, don't get me wrong, in Xenoverse 2, but it's missing the destructible environments. Show me a fight in Dragon Ball Z and even Dragon Ball Super that doesn't have destructible environments. Heck, Dragon Ball Z starts out with Gohan destroying mountains, with his power and stuff, and I go in and I put in Dragon Ball Fighters, and you can knock them off the screen. And when they smash through the mountain, man, it's like you feel it. When you perform an ultimate attack or a level 3 attack that finishes them off, and it zooms out and you see the blast, it's just destructible environments are awesome. Think back to the PlayStation 2 days where you perform an ultimate attack and you see the world kind of blowing up from the explosion or stuff like that. That is the kind of stuff that I want to see. But the game that I feel like done it the best out of the games that we had was Ultimate Tenkaichi. After you perform the ultimate attack, it would even leave a crater in the ground that would stay there. And if your attack was a blast attack, then it would use the what's left over from the blast. You know how the blast went through the ground and stuff like that. I also would like to see destructible environments as far as you powering up. And I hope that they would do this. I don't think they will, but it would be cool if they did. That, depending on how strong you are, that would determine how much of the environment was affected when you would charge your energy. Because nothing was cooler than watching somebody very powerful charge their ki. And I mean, the sky's getting dark, is lightning coming from the sky, the ground is just breaking up in chunks and stuff like that. That was cool to see, that was very cool to see. But I think that the destructible environments would add a different level of immersion to the game that is something that, in my opinion, as a complete thing, hasn't been done in a Dragon Ball game yet. Ultimate Tenkaichi had it as far as the blast, like you see here. That's what's left after a blast attack, ultimate attack. I want to see that in real time. Xenoverse had it as far as charging your ki. You see the little rocks coming up and stuff. It's pretty cool. But we haven't seen a game that puts them both together, you see. And I think that would be really cool to see. Not to mention it adds to the immersion of the game. It'll make the combat feel more Dragon Ball Z. It'll make it feel more like Dragon Ball Z. And I was talking to somebody in the comments in a past video, I think it was on the must-have videos, and he brought that to my attention about it, just saying how cool it would be to, doing a combo and then knocking your enemy into a mountain, and it puts a crater into the mountain, and then you fire off ki blasts, and it's just boom, 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 boom. Smoke is filling up, your opponent is taking damage, and then you finish it off with like an ultimate attack, a big bang attack, a final flash, a super Kamehameha or something like that, and it's this huge explosion, and it just annihilates him. Y'all, just saying that, just thinking that, dude, that gets my blood rushing, man. Not in the other place. I want y'all to get your minds out the gutter, but it gets me riled up, man. It's like, dude, I want to see that in a game. Can you imagine pulling off an attack like that in the game, man? boom, boom, boom. And that's why I like my boy Vegeta. Because Vegeta is cutthroat like that. Goku is a lot more finesse. You don't really see Goku go out like that, you know. But Vegeta, man, Vegeta knocking you upside the head, punching you, slam you into a mountain, going off with his key blast. You know, big bang attack, boom, just this huge explosion. And then imagine this. That, like I said in the Super Nintendo game, when you're super strong, if you're stronger than your opponent to a certain level, you don't take damage from this. So can you imagine, say you're level 50 and you're fighting off against somebody that's level like 10, okay? And they're doing all of this, and this huge explosion goes off, and the smoke clears, and you sit there with no damage. Man, you know how exciting that is? This huge explosion. I mean, mountains are getting destroyed, the ground is getting broken up, all of this, and the opponent's like, yeah, I just damaged him, I just annihilated him. There's no way he lived through that. And then you sitting there unfazed. He's like, you know the whole thing that they do at Dragon Ball. Dude, come on, y'all. Tell me that that would not make you just freak the world out, man. Just, you know what I'm saying? Or also, you know, if there's a part before your fight where both of you charge your key or something like that, kind of like a showboat kind of thing, you know, to let your opponent know you don't want this smoke, you know, that depending on how strong you are, like I said, it affects the environment around you. So, you know, look, I don't want to mess with this dude. You know, you come and you power up and you looking like Krillin. Yeah, you got some little rocks coming up here and there, but then you come through like Goku in the Cell cycle, like Cell in the Cell cycle, or any strong fighter when they powering up for the first time in their new form and the rocks are breaking up, the sky's dark, lightning is striking. You know, that's somebody that you probably don't want to mess with. You see what I'm saying? That's what I want to see, man. Just the destruction, man. We need destruction in a Dragon Ball game. And I know it's difficult as far as programming to, like, if I smash somebody into the ground, that the ground, if it creates a crater, that crater stays there. The reason we didn't see that in games like Xenoverse is because they're multiplayer based games, and because of that, the game is mostly played online. So they create the game to be able to be played online. They didn't create it as a single player game. If they did, then they could have made it to where, number one, we have destructible environments, we have beam struggles, we have things like that, but they can also make it to where destruction stays destructed. If something is blown up, it stays blown up, it doesn't repopulate. But the reason they couldn't do that is because it was created for multiplayer. That's why another reason I really hope that this game is more single player based, because that way we don't have to worry about stuff like that. You look at Ultimate Tenkaichi, when you created a crater, that crater stayed there. And guess what you got to do? You got to fight in the crater. Now, the game would make you kind of fly above it, but it would be cool if you could fly above it, if you can land inside of it, or whatever the case may be. Just imagine that, y'all. I mean, look at that. You can picture that final flash or a big bang that hits the ground and leaves a crater like that. So, you know, they're touting this game as being a game that's different from all Dragon Ball games. But I think what would make the game truly unique and different is if you take the best parts out of all the Dragon Ball games and put it together into one game, and then crank that up to 10. You see what I'm saying? So we'll have to see if they're going to do that. I don't know. That's clear speculation at this point, y'all. I'm super, super excited for this. And also, I'm going to be planning a live stream discussion on Twitch. One of the subscribers told me about it, you know, asked me about it, and I said, yeah, it's a pretty good idea for us to go on Twitch, have a live discussion about the game and the stuff that we would like to see in the game, and forward that to Bandai Namco and stuff, you know, just to get that out there. And also, I'm going to open it up, you know, especially for like Xenoverse 3, because this game's already been developed, so, you know, they're at the point now where, you know, they're not going to add something new to the game because it would just be too difficult as far as coding and programming. However, for future games like Xenoverse 3 and stuff like that, yeah, you know, they could take that stuff into consideration. But I'll let y'all know that. I'll probably make an announcement on that later today or something. I'm just trying to get everything worked out and how I want to do it. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, y'all. I make a video every single day, man. Every day, man, and I'm loving it. So subscribe if you're new. Turn on the bell notification so you don't miss anything. Follow me on Twitter, because sometimes YouTube acts funny with the notifications. So if you miss, you might not get a notification when the video posts, but if you follow me on Twitter, you'll get that notification every time. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.